Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Slashcast. I am Jim.
I'm practicing my big old smile, and I'm still Chevy.
And we're here with episode 11 of Slashcast for the movie Terrifier.
That's for all the people out there that like
X1?
Roman numerals.
Xfinity?
Not Xfinity. Terrifier, baby.
I'm glad we actually we're able to do this. It's one of my most recent faves.
I have to give a small shout out here to my buddy that I worked with 2 years ago. He got me on this movie. Never got a chance to watch until recently with the podcast. But Russ Smith, this episode is for you, buddy. Because that's all you talked about was the Terrifier, where we were down working in the laydown yard. That's all I'm going to say.
All right. Yeah, because I mentioned it a couple times, and I'm just glad we were able to actually do it.
Yeah, it's, let's get into it. I mean, well, you know this a little bit more than I do, so why don't you start off first and give us a little bit of a background and some stuff, and we can go from there.
Well, the main story, main storyline is Art the Clown, who came out in a previous movie called All Hallows Eve, kind of like an anthology film. And this movie came with David Howard Thornton playing Art the Clown this time, and I think he just completely changed the character. Whenever somebody just takes over.
Yes.
And now he is that character now.
Well, yeah.
And what's that?
Did a little research on him too.
Okay.
With his, mime. Mm-hmm. He had mime background, I guess, so it just made it all the better. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I love most about Art is that you see expression and you know what he's feeling without saying a word or making the sound.
Yeah.
And that's all facial feature and acting and all that shit.
Oh yeah, my God, yes. I mean,
when he flips them off, whenever he's joking around with them and shit and toying with them, that shit's all him.
And every single blow that he took, whether it be with a chunk of wood or stabbed through the foot or whatever, he went like this.
Yeah.
Never made so much as a peep, but it just came out that, he was in pain or he was enjoying himself. He did, that actor played a great part.
Oh, they make him like a mixture of like a Jason and a Freddy.
Yeah.
Which is basically what he is. Silent, but expression.
Yes.
So,
yes.
It's a good mixture. And we get a lot of... He likes a lot of throwback to See No Evil. He does eye rip outs of people like Kane did in See No Evil.
Mm-hmm. Even in the beginning, we had a little throwback to Freddy making his glove when he was making and
weapons.
Getting ready for
he had a thing coming out of the back of his head, kind of like Kane did in the back of his head on the movies.
Yeah. It's a slasher who walks around and low budget. I mean, he had all his toys in a garbage bag. It was great. Yeah. It was great. It was, to me, it was just they did a very good job, whether they meant to or not, of making this look like it was a very, very low budget, late 70s, early 80s love letter to those. And, people, after reading some reviews, were bitching about, they were this, and it was, the script was crap. There was nothing. There's we're not like... It's a slasher film. We're not talking about the Titanic. We're not talking about Shawshank Redemption, where you have to flesh everybody out. You got a killer. You've got hapless victims, whether, they're coming from a Halloween party, or they're going to a camp, or they're being stalked by somebody in the dreams. That's what this was about. It's a slasher flick. It's not Oscar.
It's not there for your analyzing. Just watch it for what it is.
Yeah. The gore in this movie.
Oh, yeah. That's what made me love it, man.
Well, exactly. It was so over the top.
Yeah. He's brutal. He's just fucking brutal, and he doesn't give a shit. He's extremely
brutal.
Like, he's something bad. Like, he's just something evil.
Yeah.
And,
he's
having fun doing it.
Oh, he's having a blast doing it, too. And I love the way he stalks and then walks away. Mm-hmm. When he sat down in the pizza parlor at the beginning of the movie and just went...
The smile. It was just
nothing. And then he just kind of...
Yeah.
He popped up a little bit and, of course, just sat there and stared at Tara. and her stupid friend goes over and takes a selfie. I'm like, well, that's just earned her death.
Mini Nev Campbell, Tara.
Oh yeah, she looked a lot like Nev Campbell.
Yeah,
yeah.
She was cool.
I like I said, the kills in this movie, which we'll watch a little bit later.
The movie, The Kills, yeah.
But like I said, they just went back to the brutalness of the original Friday the 13th.
Mm-hmm.
It was just
and even the head kill of the pizzeria guy Halloween took whenever he did it to the cop. Kind of looks exactly the same, like with the eyes cut out and everything, like a jack-o'-lantern.
Yep. Put the candles inside instead of the flashlight,
Yeah, I mean, it looks like that's right where they got it from.
Yeah. Yep. And it was, I mean...
And the visceral, the closeness, and, the practical effects I love.
Well, how many, the stabs to the
and those aren't kill shots, and they're just hurting. He just likes hurting people.
Yes, exactly. And everything was done in real time, or practical effects. I mean,
yeah.
Well, there was one CGI shot that I found out, and you're gonna crap when you find out what it is. In the pizzeria, the jack-o'-lantern, because it was Halloween, they CGI'd that in. That was the only, and I couldn't even bloody tell. But big deal. I mean, the kills were. I mean, everything was done physically. It was a bunch of talented people. Like back in the 80s, we wanted physical effects. I mean, Art the Clown's got the girl's scalp on, and whenever the crazy cat lady, you could see the top of her head, and you could see like the brain or the top of the skull.
They didn't on her do like he had a full head of hair, and then they only on her like put like a strip away. They should have cut a lot more off of her head. A little nitpicky thing there, but
wow, that's my shtick.
Yeah, but still.
But even like when he cut her chest and everything, he stands up, he's stark naked, and he's got her boobs on, and the way he was moving, like Buffalo Bill.
Buffalo Bill.
There was a lot of tributes to I think some people in the past. We got a little bit of Elm Street, a little bit of Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
All in all, I really enjoyed this movie. In fact, I've actually watched it twice. So,
yeah, when it came out on Netflix first, I watched it I kept passing it by, and then one night I just turned it on to watch it, and then I instantly started making other people watch it. Like, all right, you got to go watch this. They either love it or hate it.
Yeah.
They agree that he's creepy as shit.
Oh, he is. I mean, I'm still trying to figure out honestly if he's supernatural or if he isn't.
Of course he is. Of course
I kind of took that he was, at the end of the movie, that kind of plays into it. But at the beginning of the movie, when he has like the little hoodie thing on for clowns, that's why I thought he was human. But then you see like the detail in him. I wasn't 100% sure if he was just wearing like a prosthetic killing mask or whatever, because he's putting the white on and.
No, I think he looks like that, and then puts the makeup on to cover up what so it kind of fits what he looks like.
And it's just such a simple costume too. It's simple black and white clown.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Myers possibly, a little tribute to him.
Yeah.
A little bit of it maybe thrown in or something, but it was just the simplicity of it was astounding, and it
still takes about 4 hours to do that damn makeup though.
Well, sure.
That's crazy.
Sure.
How simple it doesn't look, but every piece is separate and prosthetic. The chin, the nose, the cheekbones, and then they got to paint all that. Yeah.
And then how many countless takes of him getting soaked in blood?
Yeah.
And, I like I said, it was very simple, very, very creepy, and just I'm not sure if they had prosthetic teeth in or whatever, but whenever he would smile, because they did that black all the way around here and the chin, how extended the chin was, whenever he smiled, it just looked like his whole head opened up.
Yeah.
And that just made it all the more creepier.
I agree. I'm just watching them right now in the pictures. Yeah, that face is just nuts.
There he is right there. Okay, I'm playing. It's opposite. Anyway,
yes.
I mean, other people, well, what was with the place that they were at? And this, you have two girls coming home or going home from a Halloween party, you know, and they're too drunk. They don't want to drive. They go try to get something, and that just starts everything. That's where Art comes out. Now, granted, it was a little bit random that this clown was walking around, and he just went, "Oh, you two, that's it."
Well, he
doesn't
he
make
had
a
an
difference.
infatuation. He saw her right away. I was like, I want that. That's what killers do. They think, I want that.
But, you know, people bitching about, oh, there's no rhyme or reason. He's a psycho killer or whatever you want to call him. There is no rhyme and reason. No. He picked somebody out and went, guess what? It's your ass. And I'm going to chase you wherever you go.
Yeah.
And whoever's around that's going to try to stop me, they're getting one in the ass too. I mean, it's a simple formula. It is an easy, simple formula for a slasher flick. You don't have to go in depth until you get maybe 3 or 4 movies in. I mean, my opinion, but...
And which I think we're getting a lot more of in part 2, it was the backstory.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a little more in depth, but there's definitely a lot more killing, I said. So it's going to be cool.
Well, I can't wait till the second one comes out. I really can't.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
You know, I am. I'm going to have to go back and check out like the prequel, All Hallows Eve, just to see.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't do as much in that one, but...
Well, I just want to see what the first actor did with Art the Clown, because, like I said, unfortunately, I watched this one, and what's his name again? The actor who played Art?
David Howard Thornton.
He was amazing.
Yeah.
He's going to be at that... Is he going to be at...
He was at Gettysburg last year.
Last year,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a screening. We watched the movie, like 20 people in a room. He came in and just sat and watched the movie with us. And
was he dressed as Art?
No.
Oh.
No.
Opportunity missed.
He did on...
That would have been disturbing.
He did during the day, though, I think, for pictures.
That would have been so disturbing, just having him walk in and sit behind you.
Yeah.
And just, like, you know, say nothing. But
I wish we would have did a little Q&A afterwards, because I would have liked to... There's only like 10, 15 of us in there, probably. Not even 20. It would have been cool to sit there and just talk for a little bit.
Sure.
You know?
What do you got fired up on the computer there, buddy?
I got some kills.
Well, let's get into some of these gruesome kills.
Even though it says 2017, I think it's 2016.
I believe it is 2016.
Oh, well. Yeah, let's see how this goes. Pew. The volume on because it's gonna echo. Yeah, so watching back now you understand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then him just standing.
The darkness and shit.
Yep.
But look, like the close up, chop, stab. It's right there.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
This.
There you go.
Oh look, kitty cats.
Meow.
This right here was. This is what I'm talking about, like the over-the-top kills. I mean...
Oh, this is what it's known for now.
You know, I mean...
Oh, that hacksaw death. See, this is the only thing I didn't agree with was the gun. I don't think he should have used a gun.
Yeah.
This is too quick.
Except for maybe on himself.
Yeah, but that's it. I mean,
you know,
for the kill, chasing her down after all that time just to use a gun.
Oh, there she is.
Yeah. It just didn't make sense. That part didn't make sense to me.
This right here.
He kills everybody else with a knife and stabbing, but he kills the quote-unquote main girl with a gun. Didn't make sense. And she turns out to be the final,
This right here, whenever she rips us apart, and she slides away, and he just has that look on his face, like, what the hell? You, damn you! And...
Yeah, scream without screaming.
Fuck you. Oh.
And another shout out to Halloween. He keeps fucking stomping the dude's head in.
Halloween I still have a problem with that.
I'm just saying, that's crazy. 2 kills. Both of them are Halloween.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
Wait a minute, their counter went crazy. It went from 9 to 8.
Did it really? Oh, it went back to 9. Okay. That was 8, 9.
Yeah, but she's not really...
9 dead. He didn't count the...
They didn't count Vicky, did they? Okay.
That's when he wrecks.
When he little blooper that was too good not to take out.
And Stitches was that other clown movie I was talking about last episode that I wanted to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Stitches.
Hey, we can always do,
You said you wanted clown, and then I said something. I was thinking.
Yeah. Stitches. Yeah. Like I said, though, those... her friend, Tara's friend, Dawn.
Yep.
That whole thing with the hacksaw, that was one hell of a sharp blade. I'm not saying that a hacksaw couldn't hack through bone.
He did it.
But, it was so over the top, but just sitting there going, oh, damn. He starts, and they do that cut of her, and you just see somebody just took a bucket and started dumping blood down her. I mean, it harkens back to the old days of just, here it comes, this is what we know you want, boom.
Yeah.
And cut to the bad shot, the shot of, like, the whole body hanging there, and you could just, like, wow, okay. No matter what you do in physical, unless it's a real big close-up, you can just do whatever you want to. It looked kind of bad, but it still was awesome.
Oh, no, it was great. You don't see that shit anymore.
No, you don't.
That's what, the way he did that whole scene, like I said, when he was toying with her and shit, and like going, oh, it's okay, and then acting like he was going to hit her with a hammer and shit. Like, that little playing around stuff made me just like him more.
He had that little bit of sadistic side to him, and it kind of, like, he kind of harkened back to, like, playing with his victims like the Joker. Mm-hmm. But not as long as the Joker.
And we got some boobies.
Upside down boobies, too.
Upside down boobies.
Like I said, the kills were phenomenal in this. And let's face it, once again, you watch slasher movies, you're not watching for the in-depth plot.
No.
Somebody's killing people. We have to get rid of him.
That's what made me like this so much, because of how much I hate all the Hollywood horror now.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way it's going to be PG-13. There's no way, there was CGI. It was just going to be in-your-face killing.
This guy went on, other reviews are, oh, what the hell was up with the building? Who cares? It was an exterminator. She had to pee. They saw he was doing his job late at night.
Yeah,
that's when they so it could have either been a warehouse or an apartment complex. Well, who cares? It was an abandoned or rundown building or whatever it was.
Yeah,
it was a place for them to play hide and seek throughout the whole movie.
I don't know why anybody would question that.
Because people just... Come on, man. Jay and Silent Bob. The internet is a faceless place for everybody to go on there and give their expert opinions.
Yeah.
Our faces are showing, though, so,
Ours matters more.
Well, I don't know if it matters more or not, but, everybody has their own opinion. And, that's great, but here's the way I see it. These girls are coming from a Halloween party, and they, have to go somewhere. The one has to pee. She's not going to, as she said in the movie, not going to sit there and, squat in the street like her friend would.
Yeah.
She sees the guy that's doing something or whatever, cleaning or, exterminating for roaches or whatever, and ta-da, the movie gets going.
The thing, I thought it was smart because who you thought was actually going to be the heroine or the subject of his, appeal isn't.
Yes.
Just... Boom, you're dead. Okay, now what?
Yeah.
Yeah. So halfway through the movie, we basically have to get like a whole new character development to start caring about somebody, which is, I don't care if I care about him or not. Like, he was still doing what he was doing to her.
Yeah. It was not, kind of a nice thing, calling the sister. Yeah, you know what? I'm studying for this, but yeah, you know what? I'll come and get you. And it took so long for her to get there, just building the suspense. What was going on. Okay, it was building the suspense a little bit, but you kind of knew that the sister was going to get it one way or the other. The only thing that I really didn't understand was the whole crazy cat lady.
Nah, that was unnecessary. She was the crazy Ralph of the movie, or
okay,
basically, I guess you would say.
It was, I thought it was going to go a little bit more in depth whenever Art had her doll baby that she thought was her real baby, and
yeah.
You've never had a motherly this and that and whatever. And I'm like, oh, they're going to go this way with it. And
yeah.
No, they didn't. Cut her chest off. Wore that, scalped her a little bit. When he sat up,
yeah,
he had that damn wig on, man. I laughed my ass off. I thought, but it was there were little bits of humor in it too. And I mean, you've got a clown. You have to have some humor in it.
But the humor is followed up by
grisly
crazy
death.
shit. Yeah.
Loved it whenever he jumped in the truck and he was.
Yep.
After he drove through the thing, just grooving on and and having a good time.
Yeah, I loved it from the get-go.
I thought it was a good movie. I thought it was. I liked it.
Since we don't have a release date yet, I don't think, for part 2.
So what do we...
this year, though.
What do you think... What do you hope we can see for the sequel?
Honestly, I want to know who he is, I guess, without having the whole movie just devoted to it, I guess. Just give me some backstory.
I want something that's going to nail down... I mean, I'm guessing he's supernatural, but I want to see something that's going to explain
where
why
he came from or why is he supernatural.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I almost, like I said, it was that whole Jacob Goodnight thing with, he took a gun, stuck it in his mouth, blew the back of his head off, but yet he sat up. And I knew that he was going to sit up because they were taking far too long in the morgue. They're like, this guy, this one here. He sits up and, kills the...
the lights start going crazy. The radio starts going crazy. You hear the voices come through, which I took it as Dawn yelling and screaming for the coroner or whatever. I couldn't make out the words, but that's what I took it as.
Dawn?
Or Tara, I mean. Something like that.
Vicky?
No. Dawn's the one Dawn and Tara got killed. Vicky's sister had stayed alive.
And they're dead. Why would they be screaming and yelling?
Paranormal shit, like coming through the radio.
Oh,
and
then
his
going.
Powers came up.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Then
I wasn't.
He woke up.
I wasn't sure about the whole, electrical disturbances and everything that was going on.
Yeah, that was his power coming up and waking him back up somehow.
It could be okay. Now that you say that, I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's why he sat up and did what he did. But I was like sitting there thinking, going, no, don't do it this way. If you're gonna do it, okay, but give some kind of meaningful explanation in the next one.
Well, that's what we need.
Yeah.
I mean, like that's what I'm saying. No different than having the first Freddy movie. You wanted to find out more about him,
right?
But the first movie was just establishing this is a pretty messed up dude.
Was he? Well, he had to be. I don't know what he is. We can call him a dude.
Yeah, but still,
this some kind of supernatural being or whatever.
This is going to be some kind of demon.
What'd you think about the ending, though? The ending confused me a little bit with the whole at the beginning, kind of wrapping around.
It was a wraparound,
yeah,
and you don't know that until the end, basically, because it says 1 year later. You see Art watching her on the news, Vicky,
at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, and what's funny is the girl who's interviewing her is the girl from All Hallows Eve. So she comes back as another character. All Hallows Eve, she's a babysitter who finds the videotape with Art the Clown on it. Here, she's the reporter interviewing Vicky. So somehow she is... this is how I took it. Knowing All Hallows Eve and her connection to Art the Clown already, and the fact that Vicky killed her at the beginning of this one, Vicky is pretty much like one of his minion now. Because he let her survive. Like he's kind of like the girl in Saw became the helper for Jigsaw after he. Okay. You know what I mean? Something like that.
I follow you.
So
y'all follow that?
That's how I took it.
Gotcha.
And we'll see if she, if she's part of part 2 or not.
That's actually a decent kind of idea of thinking about that. I kind of like it.
Yeah. So it's a year apart. We see that Vicky survived, but we know it's her at the very end of this one. But we didn't know at the beginning who she was. So. That was a cool wraparound to put it all together.
We'll take a little commercial break and come back and talk about, I don't know, some more of the kills and some other ideas that we had about...
I think we can do that.
I think we can do that too.
Broaden out a little bit.
Broaden out.
And we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Don't go away.
When I was a kid, my dad used to lock me in the basement when I was bad. And the only thing I had to keep me company was a stack of VHS tapes. Friday the 13th, the entire saga.
The blue bikini.
You were my family. And so I wrote, and I wrote. But you never wrote back.
When I'm with you, no one can hurt you. You're safe.
Okay.
I got you.
I'm so sorry you had to die.
Hey guys, welcome back.
Hello.
That's right, I stole that from you.
Take it.
Nah, okay. We're back here, /cast, talking about the Terrifier.
Yeah, we'll delve in a little bit more details on that and whatever else we want to bring out for you.
We had touched on, how it's a throwback. I think it's a throwback to how they filmed things in the early 80s. And, we're used to, when I was growing up and watching these movies, I remember, like Friday the 13th, the first thing that pops into my head is the very first, the girl in the bathroom with the axe.
Yeah.
You see the killer's point of view. She turns around, you see the axe going up in the air. She screams, goes back like this. The axe comes down. It's all about editing. You don't necessarily see everything. It was all done with edits. Nowadays, everything has to be, so
you have to see how the sausage is made.
Exactly. I might be, looking either too deep into it or whatever, but you don't need to see everything. And I know that's like me just being completely and utterly against what we're going for, but it doesn't have to be all the way. Leave some mystery about it. Another case in point, the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The guy is laying on the slab after he hooks the girl, and he turns around. You don't see the guy at all. The camera, here's the guy is laying on the table. The camera's, the bottom of the camera field's right here. You see Leatherface come over. He starts the chainsaw up, and he comes down. And you hear the saw binding and everything. Well, Gunnar Hansen said in an interview, he was this close to that kid's head after he threw him on the table.
Yeah.
Chain was on the chainsaw, and he was cutting into the table to make it sound like it binded. When you heard the chainsaw bind and kind of bog down a little bit, your mind went, oh, holy shit, okay. And it leaves something to desire. And this is the way, some of it was edited to this, but the cuts and everything and how, everything was done physical. This coming in, okay, we had to stop here. And then, okay, take the knife, put it in the guy's face from the pizzeria, and then the reaction to it. Yeah, they pumped blood out crazy. But it was, like I said, it was a throwback.
It's fine with me. Yeah.
Did any of that make any sense?
Which part?
Exactly. Everything I just said there.
Yeah.
It was, like I said, it was a throwback to, definitely a throwback to the 80s, how they filmed it with the editing and everything else. And my horror, I want my mind to wander.
Yeah.
You see an axe come down, you hear a thump, and that was it. And if they cut to something else, what was that? Okay, what happened?
The reason Halloween was so good and so strong is they left everything to your imagination.
Yep. This film kind of touches on that. You do see a lot of what Art does, of course. Stabs Terror in the face like 10 times. But it's just that kind of somewhat of the editing, quick this, that, and the visceralness of it. Even you don't see what happens to the crazy cat lady. You think it's her laying on the ground.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, Vicky looks up and there she is. This is missing. You've got the fat and whatever else hanging off. This is all missing. And he sits up. That left my mind to wander because, the the last time we saw her, she's holding Art. Art's holding the baby doll. She hugs him. Oh, you've never had any kind of motherly figure in your... And they cut to something else.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there going, well, I know she's done. But what did he do?
But he didn't act like he was going to kill her. That was the...
Well, no, because he was playing with her. Yeah, that's exactly what he was doing. He was having fun. He's a clown. He was having fun.
Which is what you could tell he was having fun throughout the whole movie.
Mm-hmm. What about the music?
It was good.
I like the way it was scored.
Yeah.
Some more throwbacks to, a little bit maybe to Halloween, a little bit to Friday the 13th.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is I don't think I've ever watched this just to listen to the music. Music is one thing that you can actually miss easily, I guess, when you're into the movie.
Well, yeah.
Like, you hear it, but you don't, like, retain it, I guess.
Well, me loving every part of it, the way things are scored, since, the original Star Wars movies, the scores and everything with John Williams. Yeah. He's the man. I just, you hear it, and it's definitely in the back of your mind, but, like, just the way everything would crescendo up or get louder during the chase scenes, and then, I liked it. The music and even sound editing.
I like the sound effects, where everything, the stab, you could hear everything.
That makes for such more interesting visuals for you in a movie. The original, Evil Dead. I'm sorry, I don't know why. For some reason, that just left my mind. Sorry, people. The original Evil Dead, they had the camera up in the rafters.
Yeah.
And Sam Raimi has that slow racking shot, but being close to the rafters would go by the camera quick, and you'd get that. And it was like otherworldly to me. And it was just a good way of making it seem, well, we're going to do this from the rafters. We have to do something for this. You just can't, the sound in that movie was just great. And even in this one, I mean, like you said.
Well, you appreciate simplicity, and they have to be simplistic with these kind of low-budget movies, too.
Well, $100,000, budget on this.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of...
that raw style comes through.
Well, yeah, guerrilla style, if you will. Mm-hmm. How much was it to make, prosthetics? How much was it to make a full body of the person Dawn? I mean, even if you went out and put a call out to people, hey, I need a full-bodied female, that we're going to hang up, but this is what we're going to do to it.
Yeah.
I mean, so if somebody has one, I mean, even the guts falling out, I mean, yeah, you can go to Giant Eagle and buy sausage or whatever, but still, you got a hell of a lot.
I mean, that was a crew and a cat. Like, that was
you got a hell of a lot of money for $100,000. If you had, I don't know, $35,000 in just effects and blood and what, there goes.
Yeah, actors are probably paid like $1,000 to $3,000 a piece, if that.
Yeah. So, like I said, it was for the money. It was a good. I thought it was a great script. Maybe tweak it here or there a little bit. The only other real problem I had is some of the dialogue was.
Well, yeah.
But
these aren't Oscar winners here.
Yeah, I understand that too. I mean, you could have just a little bit better scripted dialogue.
Yeah.
I mean, especially Art the Clown. Give him a line. No, I'm teasing. I'm teasing. I am messing with you. Even like them sitting in the pizzeria, their responses and their back and forth just seemed kind of, I don't want to say robotic, but like there was nothing there. But later on,
your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn type.
What are you going to say?
Yeah.
Oh, I've been waiting to say that for, And I'm not knocking anybody. I'm not an actor by far, but just maybe a little bit more making it seem real.
Yeah. Which I hope we're going to get in part 2. Usually sequels come up with more money. They come up with better actors. They come up with more story.
I'd be more than willing to, offer my services for very little pay, just as long as I get a good kill.
I think they wrapped already.
Damn.
They've been posting videos and stuff online of Art covered in blood and stuff. And one of the interviews, Damien, Leone, said about there's way more death and blood and shit in this movie. So
I hope they keep that cat of nine tails.
We'll see how it goes. I think so.
That was that was another thing that I really enjoyed. How he kind of. It wasn't a machete all the time. Or whatever he used.
No, he did shit for pain.
Yeah, but that friggin' cat of nine tails with what a pair of scissors on it and a scalpel and everything. I mean, that thing just dealt damage left and right.
Yeah.
I liked it.
And he's a trash bag full of weapons. Like I said, no gun.
The gun was a...
No gun. I don't need that. What's that?
Oh, it's Art the Clown coming.
Yes.
Sorry, it's still kind of cold outside. We got to keep the house warm.
Yep.
Anyway.
In quarantine.
Oh, no, not the quarantine.
Ooh. So otherwise, I mean, really, we covered it all. I want to hear your rating on this one.
My rating, are we still going out of 10?
Yeah, or 5, whatever you want.
I'm going to go out of 10 because all of our movies have been, for damn decent, good job. I mean, this was not a high-budget film. It wasn't backed by anybody remotely
Dread
big.
Central brought us
Dread
this.
Central.
I get a lot of news articles from Dread Central.
It wasn't a Paramount or a Sony. I'm giving it a 5. 5 out of 10.
Oh,
I really, really liked. I liked it. I mean, it's
5's not really a like though.
What are you talking about? I can't give it. I can't
respect your rating.
I would hope so. I mean, 5. I was now you dirty bastard. I was going to give it a 7.
There you go.
And then I'm like, well, that might be. All right, 6. I'll go in between of where I was going and where this one just went. I'll give it a 6 out of 10.
Makes sense.
I'll give it a 6 out of 10 because, like I said, it just brought back all the good stuff that I liked whenever I was a kid. The bloodiness, the kills were phenomenal. It was a killer, victims, that's it. And just entertained the shit out of me. I mean, the guy who played Art was phenomenal. His facial expressions, just quiet, methodical. That was it.
I just hope they stick with the formula.
I hope they do too.
Don't get too crazy on us.
What's your rating?
7 out of 10. Rewatchability, throwback, kills, the killer. There's just a lot, way more good points for about this movie. So, yeah, it's a high one for me. So 6.5 total.
6.5 total.
Slash cast rating in the books.
Yeah.
And if there's any news for part 2, I'll bring it up.
I would hope so, because like I said, I'm kind of...
We'll look.
It can, you know what? You can only get better, and you can only go up from here, unless you really try hard to crap it out.
Yeah, unless they go a completely different way, which from what the sounds of the director, they aren't.
I hope not.
So I think it's going to be a good sequel for what we're used to.
I hope so. I like I said, I was surprised at this one. I really was. I was totally surprised. So,
what do we have coming up for episode 12?
Episode 12.
That would be your pick.
My pick?
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it a surprise.
Okay.
I'll sprinkle something in around on the Facebook page. Let you know what we're gonna kind of do. I might stay on this whole clown thing.
We'll see where that clown ship goes to.
Shit?
Ship.
Clown shit?
Clown ship.
Oh, clown ship. Okay. Guarantee you, I can tell you one thing, it's not going to be it.
No.
And if it is it, it's going to be the 1990 TV series.
Yeah, well, I already did that.
That's not going to happen. Nah. It's going to be Killer Clowns from Outer Space. There you go.
Spoiler.
Cat's out of the bag.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
I got to do it, man, because it's...
First non-slasher, so we'll have a lot of different things to talk about probably. This movie is going to be way different than slashers.
It's a cult classic. It's murderous. I don't know. Okay, yeah, nobody really is a slasher.
They're coming down to kill people.
It's
take them
horror
hostage,
genre.
Whatever you want to say.
I mean, it's slashing in a different way.
It's hilarious.
I have a real funny story about that, so whenever we do episode 12, I'll open up with it.
Yes. And then we already told them about episode 13.
Yep. going to delve into, because it's 13.
We'll start our Friday the 13th franchise review with episodes
Dead hockey mask killer guy.
13, yeah, and on. We're going to do two movies per episode. So 1 and 2 will be episode 13.
Well, at least for the Friday the 13th, so we can.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, we're not
We're
going
going to cover that franchise up until part 8, or
So we're not
episode
gonna
18,
be,
I think.
Well, then again, if the quarantine goes any longer, we might do each one
We'll see what happens.
one at a time.
Yeah, you guys still have to tell us what you want. So after Friday the 13th, we're open. We're all ears.
Absolutely.
And I definitely have more I want to do, so we're not at a short. Let us know what you want us to review and watch. Watch, review.
Watch, review, watch,
Whatever you wanna call
comment.
it. Yeah.
Get them thumbs up in the air. Come on, man.
But otherwise, I'm good.
I'm good too. And personal note, I really hope you guys are liking this, because
Me too.
honestly, another little personal note. When he asked me to do this, I don't know how many, 14 weeks ago, however,
I don't even know.
I didn't know what to expect. But you know what? Watching these movies over and over again, and just sitting here on a couch talking to him about these movies, and hopefully giving you guys some insight, I'm having a blast. So thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you, bud. Don't forget your Slashcast t-shirts.
Mine's in the wash.
Oh, well. That's not the washer behind us, by the way.
No. If it was,
Stay safe out there.
absolutely. Watch out for the clowns.
Watch out for the clowns. They're coming to get us. Watch out for that next week.
Yeah.
Till next time, I was Jim,
I'm still Chevy.
and this was Slashcast. Thank you.
Have a good night.